What's up everybody, Derek here, and today we are in our remodeled bathroom and we are going to be installing a can light up top, right in here somewhere, right above our bathroom. Now, we have our fan right there, and that's going to come in handy because there's no pre-existing wiring going to where we're putting in this can light. We have two switches. We got a remodeling can light, which I think 10 of these, $100 on Amazon, 25 of these, $100. So you can get a ton of these things for like $200. But if you only need a couple, a little bit cheaper maybe. But we are going to be running the wire. All you need is a pair of cutters, razor blade, stud finder, 12-2. We got a 100-foot roll here. We're going to use about 3 or 4 feet. So if you doing a small project, you only need like 25 feet, and they might even come in 10s in some places. But 2 switches, we're gonna add to that fan, so let's get started. All right, now we're up here and we need to find our ceiling joist. So we got a stud finder here to make it easy on ourselves. And knowing in the attic, being up there, that the ceiling joists in this house run this direction. Now, if not, you need to find the stud finder and run it this way, run it that way, and find out which way they're running in your house. But in this case, we know that ceiling fans and boxes and junction boxes usually are nailed in some type of wood to be structurally sound. So we either got a ceiling joist here or we have a ceiling joist here. So let's see what we got. I need to turn that around. Oh, already got a hit. Oh, right here. So we know that it's right here. So let's go back here where the ceiling is at. Oh, we must have missed it. There it is. There it is. All right. So now we know it's right there. All right. So we should be 2 foot. Let me get the tape measure out. Find this one. Right there. And so, if we go 2 foot from right here, which is right here, we should have another. Well, maybe not. There it is. So we got nothing right here. And you can also do this. Solid. Hollow, solid. So that's another way to know. That way it's not fooling you just by a stud finder. All right. Our bathtub is about 32 inches wide. So half of 32, 16. So let's just put a dot right here. Bam. All right. And I believe this is 5 feet. 5 feet. So 2.5 right here. So I got my marks. So I made a cross right here. So I got the ceiling joist right here. And I got my cross right here. So now I need to find the edge of the ceiling joist and measure over to that to see if I need to offset just a little bit. That way we're not having this thing on the edge of it. So stud finder in my pocket. Right there's an edge. Let's try it again. Yep, right here. So it's about 1 3/4 inches from the center of this. So, what we need to do, since we know this is a 6-inch can light, just double check and make sure. 6 3/4 from edge to edge. Yeah, so that's almost 3.5. So we have to be at least 3.5. I would say 4 inches just to be sure from that edge of that ceiling joist. Right there, 1 3/4 inches. So 1 3/4 inches, 4 inches Let's go 4.5 just to be sure. So 1 3/4 inches, 4.5. We have our new center. All the way around. So our light is basically going to sit like this. And what I found, it doesn't have to be perfect, but one of the best ways to actually get this, especially if you know you're going to repaint, a lot of times the edge of the actual light that's going to go in here will overlap this edge. So you just want to be real light with your pencil. Find the center directly from underneath. And there you are. I'm going to be light with my pencil mark. And I can always come back and touch this up. And there it is. So that is our actual hole. Now we've got stuff in the attic, insulation. It's not fiberglass, so it won't be as bad. So some of it's going to be falling through, but we're just going to have to be careful because some of it's definitely going to be falling. All right, you could cut this circle out with a razor blade, but we got something even better. We're just going to be very careful and try to be about 1/4 inch to the inside of this. So if we need to trim it just a little bit, we can still trim it. So I'm just going to punch through here and try to make my line. That's the only bad part about this. It gets dusty. But if you can do it like that, and you can just barely set this thing off, that insulation won't come through. So what you do with this can light, you leave this here and it's just kind of a small opening so you can feed your electrical back through here, because we're going to tie into this thing right here in a second. So let's get this. Okay, let's pull this down, and it has a pinch clamp that you just have to pinch the 2 springs. And this is dusty, like it's not already dusty. Whew, and it's cleaned anyways. All right, we have about, I would say 3 feet. So from one to the other, we got about 3 feet. So I don't know, we can go like 4.5 feet. So we might as well cut our wire, get it prepared, and then all we got to do is go up into the attic and hook it into this box, and that's all we got to do. Let's do this. Three feet, 4'6" right there. Then we're just going to strip this down. All you got to do is do the sheathing like that. How I like to do it is just, if you make it really easy, you just go around. You can use wire cutters or whatever you want to do, but this is one of the easiest ways. So once you do that, you just strip that off, boom, comes straight off. Just run it all the way around. You're just scoring it, find that line, do that, it'll come right off, and it's perfectly stripped every time, quick. All right, come up here, get this pulled back, and just push it up through the insulation, right over into there. And I'm gonna hook this thing so it doesn't pull out, and so I can pull on it and I know that I've got enough. So now we're attic bound. All right, I think that's our wire right there. And I believe this is our fan. Yep, that is it right there. All right, so let's move these out of the way. There's our vent. What was that? Oh, don't tell me that was the wire. I think that was the wire. I heard something clunk on the ladder. Well, before we have to go back down there, let's find out where this thing goes into. We're gonna have to either do a punch out. Will it open? Okay, I came back down to the shower and done me. Dropped this. I didn't attach it to nothing, so it fell, but as I was looking at the fan, we are gonna have to go back into the attic, but I do believe we may not have to do all the stuff that we were doing. So I'm just gonna push this thing back up in here and hopefully it stays there. So this fan comes in here, plugs in, has a small outlet, and it comes out just like it was supposed to come out, like that. There. Woo! There. Like that. And there's the wiring. So what we need to do is go back into the attic, feed that through, and tie it into that right there. So we got our ground here. Let's just disconnect all these, twist them together. Wire nut that one up. There's one. Okay, get our grounds. Twist that onto that ground. That, now we just need to twist our two neutrals together. Got them twisted together. Now we put on our power wire for the fan, and then our bigger wire nut. All right, now let's bend these back up into here. All right, finally. All right, now that we got our fan up in there, we can get a razor blade and get this thing ready. You don't need much on these because these are slide-in connections on this light. Now you got little punch outs on these things. So what you need to do is just, you can do it with your finger. You got to push them out and they just come undone. They look like a little nickel penny. Nickel, or you know, not nickel penny, nickel. And then here's our connectors. So once you bring this into this little junction box, you just bring it straight in. Let's straighten that out. Bring it straight in. You can kind of curve it here. As soon as it comes in the box, that way it just kind of holds on like that. And you start feeding your wires onto the end. There's 4 little holes. I don't know if you can see that. There's 4 little holes. You just slide one end right in as far as it can possibly go, and it should be connected. So we'll do that on each one of these with the color coded, white to white, black to black. Push it in as far as it goes. And you can run these and just keep running a bunch of other lights. You can bring in another one into this one and just keep a run of recessed can lights going if you want to. You can do a whole room basically. But all it does is this comes back, you feed these back into here. There's got to be at least a 1/4 inch of that sheathing right there in this box. So I think we're going to be good on that. Hold that like that. Now that we got this drywall right here, we know our ceiling joist is right there. So let's push that right there. Push this thing up in here. As long as we made a good cut, looks like we made a good cut. And then it's got little pinch tabs. And all you do is push it up flush against the sheetrock, and these things gotta push in pretty hard. And then they catch. And you just go around pushing them in. Oh, that one popped loose. Come on. Oh, that one hit. Now hold it up. Let's go all the way around. All right, and here is the test. So, we got it wired in with our fan. So let's simply plug this in and see if we got light. I'm gonna flip the switch. Ta-da! And we have light. So now, let's turn that back off, plug in our fan, put it up top, and see if it works. Let's push it up in there first. Make sure she still fits. Plug her in. Now, let's flip on the fan and see what happens. Oh yeah, it works. Oh, there's two hooks. You got these little spring devices. There's two little hooks in here. You just come back in here, put one on one side, put the other on like that, one on that side, bring the other spring in, and then push it up. It sucks right up. Pinch it together, goes in little grooves here. Get on in there. There's that. And then, there's that. Now push it up. Well guys, we did it. We have officially installed a recessed light off of the fan, and you can barely tell that it was done if you really look at it. Looks like it's always been there. It's just a little bit offset from the center of the room, but by maybe 2-3 inches. So really hard to tell that it's not centered. But let's look at this. Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. Besides the ladder being in there, but yeah, we definitely upgraded. So now we have a 2-light switch right there that operates these lights. So now we're fixed up, and this will make almost any wife happy. And maybe you want to do this project at home, but I hope I helped. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.